Hello and welcome! This video is about Node and Manufacture. Well, updated. So we're going to cover both sections of the game and what each does. So if you're ready, let us begin. Here we go. So I wanted to go over the patch notes for this content that was released on September 5th, 2023, and provide examples as we move along. So let me skip to this section. Here we go. Node management. So this is what it looks like when you're there. And I'm going to read the developer commentary as well. It's kind of long, so just wanted you to understand the full scope of why they did this. So let me go ahead and pause this. And it says, we added node management, new content for gathering resources required for camp work and crafting items, as well as manufacture, which utilizes the gathered materials. The node management content was added so that our adventurers can gather specific resources they need more easily than with world gathering. We'd like to first introduce setting task repeats. You can set the number of times to repeat a task as you send out workers, allowing your workers to follow these settings without you having to log in. Also, we put convenience into consideration for this update so that you can manage the tasks of your workers directly from the world map without having to pause auto combat in monster zones. I'd actually like to show you that right now, so let's cut to that. Here we go. So the two different ways you can get to node management is tapping on the icon at the top for your camp. And when you're in your camp, you would tap down here under gather and farm, and there it is right there, node management. Just tap on the picture and now you're here. And you're looking at my finished work after all of that, so I'll explain that later. The other method is when you're in gameplay, you go to the top left corner of the screen, tap on the globe, and when you're on the world map, down here in the bottom right corner, activate node management, and you're back. So you're able to, as they say, activate it or go to it while you are farming. So let's return. And it continues to say nodes were also added, and you can connect them based on the contribution points you invest in them. Adventurers can focus on consistently collecting certain resources or find other ways to send workers on tasks based on how they connect nodes and how they choose to invest. With this added usage for contribution, we decrease the contribution points required to hire workers. Furthermore, a substantial increase in worker task efficiency and the amount of resources available to collect means you'll be accruing more resources relative to workers assigned. Very true. You will then be able to use your other workers for other tasks. So you can do what you can, and the leftover workers that you have, you can go in and assign them below node management to whatever section you want. So moving to the rest of the commentary, it further states that in addition, we've greatly decreased the weight of fish used as food and the stamina required for instant completion of a worker task is much lower than it was for world gathering. World gathering used to be the other section that we had to assign our workers in our camp out to get resources. So you're not going to see that anymore. It is now gone. You may find, moving on, it says you may find new items in addition to the increase in resources. These items are materials for manufacture, the other section we're going to get into, and are to be obtained as rewards via gathering at an excavation node, and we will cover what that is. You can manufacture items helpful for your adventure with the materials obtained from this updated content. We're planning to add crafting recipes for items that can be used for a wider variety of content in a future update. So this means that this is the beginning of lots of recipes for us to do, and that'll be again in the manufacture section of this video. So let's go ahead and move down to more of the patch notes. And this is saying that this content will unlock once you complete the story camp, which you need your camp to be able to have workers and do all that. Change the world gathering content to node management. You can access this content via camp, gather farm, node management, or world map, activate node management. And I did show you how to get to both of those just recently. And this part says node types include town, log, forage, mine, fish, excavate, and there are a total of 39 nodes. You must select a town as a starting node to begin the node management. You can change the starting node at any time. It's not a problem. So you can select things and undo them and reselect them as you wish. This is totally customizable. So moving on. And this part says once you select a starting node, you can invest contribution points to unlock connected nodes. If you don't know what contribution points are, below the description of this video is a link to how the pub works and how contribution points work. I encourage you to watch it and you'll understand the details behind what contribution points are. And the rest of it says you can increase the number of nodes by investing contribution points to unlock connected nodes, and I will show you how that works. So moving right along, and the next part says you can retrieve contribution points you invested in a node when you disconnect it. So there it is right there in the picture. Just tap disconnect node and you can disconnect nodes in order starting from the one connected at the very end. So follow it along and tap disconnect. The levels of all nodes excluding towns can be increased to level 10 through node investment using contribution points. The quantity of rewards increase with higher levels. So it'll always go up to level 10 and you will definitely get a truckload more resources. The next part says you can send workers via the manage task option for nodes you occupy and obtain rewards upon completion. You can set the number of repeats when sending your workers, which will automatically activate. You can cancel tasks or instantly complete them by spending stamina after sending your workers. And I want to pause now and show you how that works. Here we go. So first things first is when you're in your camp and you tap on workers, I just tapped on complete all, and I'm working through trying to understand why some of my workers are upset, and it's more than likely because I am sending them back out when I tap complete all and I say repeat the task again. They're just unhappy. If they've been doing it for 2-3 days, that is why. So I need to work on that. But if you're wondering why your workers are unhappy, that's why. You need to uncheck send workers again and in node management to repeat. And as you can see, if you're trying to complete some of their tasks, these tasks that are low stamina are just the regular below node management. I chose them to just mine rocks or the rocks that are there. Some are doing cooking, but the ones that have a time, a very long time, and a how many out of 74 or how many out of 56, those people are assigned in Node Manager. And as you can see, tapping on some of them, I'm kind of looking for one that has a low amount of time to actually spend the stamina to show you what it's like. But quite honestly, even at my level and what I can do, that would be ludicrous for me to spend 1,000 stamina, or 192, that's for cooking. But let's find one that's in node management, like that 33 right there, the unhappy person. I feel so embarrassed. Look at that, 1078 stamina. If you truly wanted all of that done, and I don't know about you, but I just don't have 1,000 stamina on hand to spend easily. This one is 429, so it gets pretty beefy. So with that, let's go ahead and return to the patch notes. So moving right along to the next part down below. Let's see, it says you can collect the rewards gained so far by tapping collect all resources in the bottom left corner, and the number of repeats you set. Tapping the return workers upon completion button on the left side of the screen will return workers who have completed all repeated tasks. Tapping the complete all button, which you just saw in camp, while the send all workers again in the bottom left corner is checked, will send your workers who've completed all tasks for the same number of repeats previously set. This is why my people are unhappy. I'm literally telling, go work for 3 days, now go work for 3 more days. You will obtain rewards upon task completion based on the node type, and it will show you what you're getting before you do it. But you get forage will get wild grass, log will get log, and mine will get rugged boulder. You can obtain additional rewards on top of guaranteed rewards at a fixed chance. So let me just go into this a little more detail. So as you can see, when you're there, you just tap on a spot, and I wanted to show you that you will see, if you tap on manage task, you'll see the resources right there on the left hand side. So that was giving obviously fish. This one, you can see that it's giving rift powder as well as those other special resources. So you will be able to see what you're selecting or what you want to shoot for when you tap on it. And I will continue with more of these details, but I wanted to show you this right away. So let's go ahead and finish up our patch notes. And the rest of it says you can obtain tree sap, terra powder, rift powder, temporal powder, shadow veil powder, blaze powder, and insectivorous plant powder as rewards from excavation nodes. You can obtain completion rewards at a fixed chance for an excavation node upon task completion of a nearby forage, log, or mine node. Adjusted the contribution points required for hiring workers. Due to the above adjustment in contribution points, we've returned contribution points to you based on the workers you already hired. And as you can see, rare gives you 1 back, unique gives you 2, and epic gives you 3. So if you did spend contribution points on workers before this update, you will receive some contribution points back. And now it's time to talk about the manufacturer section. The content will unlock upon completion of the story camp. And it says you can manufacture totem chests, abyssal dark matter stones, and Caphras crystals with the materials gathered by your workers from node management. Manufacture will be added to life skill levels. You can gain the relevant EXP by completing manufacturing tasks to increase the level. You can acquire titles depending on your manufacturer level. So in the beginning, if you reach Novice 2, you get the title of Manufacturer Beginner. If you reach Master 20, you'll get Manufacturer Maestro, and Guru 30 is Heavenly Hammer. Appropriate names. You can use Abyssal Dark Matter Stone with the skills Black Spirit Rage and Black Spirit's Rage Absorb. The skill Black Spirit's Rage Absorb will additionally increase your character's AP and DP by 200 each. Black Spirit's skill damage will increase by 50% upon using use of the skill Black Spirit's Rage. Abyssal Dark Matter Stones can be registered on the market. So you can see the Abyssal needs expert manufacturer, and when you are cranking them out, you can sell them on the market and get some profit. So let's move on to showing you gameplay. So this is how it started. In the beginning, I chose Calpheon City as my starter city, and I already chose the two, the one on the right and the left is already going. We're gonna do the Fonil's cabin, and I'm after that special resource in purple. I'm trying to get more of that for a legendary item, but to unlock this node I need to spend 5 contribution points, and as you can see at the top, I definitely have a lot to offer, and that's why my screen is so littered with all this. So we're going to go to node investment and increase it, but notice the node investment change from 1 to 2 the higher level you go. So what was that? It's level 6 or 7 all the way up to 10 is now an investment of 2 contribution points to get that level. So once you do, then now it's at level 10. It's the max level, of course, so we can go into manage task. And I want to show you that I was like, well, okay, for one task it's 2 hours, but the vitality of your worker definitely counts here. It went from that to 54 minutes instead of 1 hour, so I kind of saved because of his vitality. But the max you can go is 99. Repeat the task 99 times. It'll take 1 day and 20 hours and that much food. So this is the conditions that I'm okay with. If you're starting out and you're just trying to get resources, do it at a comfortable level for you. Don't assume that you have to max it out for each node. I mean, you have options here. You can go anywhere. So once you set it up, you see how it's gold and sparkling. That means that your worker is on it. And collect all resources can be tapped on at any time when the resources are done for a task. And the guy had 99 of them, so yeah. Now I do have other things like food and resources I can contribute to increasing my food at the bottom left corner, which is a component to allow them to keep going. So, and you also notice that there was only one guy I can assign to the task. I tried to assign 2 or more and it just wasn't having it. So even the food that you make from cooking can help you here to have the food you need to start something and get your guys working. So if you're running low, you have these options. And I don't know if I want crystal smelt, but look at that, 1,000 food for crystal smelt. Not bad compared to, I don't think it wants raw meat, but that's a lot of raw meat and that's a lot of food. So you'll notice that some items and things provide you a food quantity that is greater over others. And of course the cooking one is just really a lot of food. What was that, 70,000? And just for one of them is 10,000. So this can really help you if you need it. So let's go ahead and show you some other examples. Like this one. When I was building up all my resources and I came over here to Helm Cave, I unlocked the node for 10 contribution points. And node investment starts off at 2 and increases to 3, so that was different. But the biggest change I noticed was in manage task. When I selected my one person and went to max, it's at 20. So as you are selecting nodes along the edges of this land, you'll notice that the maximum you can set as 20, whereas inside it will be 99. So be aware of that as you build out what you want. And let's show you some more interesting stuff. Here we go. And here's an example of when you come back to node management and things have happened. So you can see return workers. I have 8 of those. But before I do that, I'm going to send all workers again. So I'm going to tap on that. And when I tap on return workers, they'll go back and do their job again. So they're all set, and the rewards from them or the materials that they collected are there. as well as above where it says collect all resources. So this is like out of 99 tasks, this is what they have for me so far. So I'll go ahead and tap on that and collect what I can. And that is how those features work. So let's show you some more good stuff. And this is a reminder that you will have leftover workers that need to be assigned. So if your node management is all taken care of, consider tapping on the stuff below: forage, mine, log, or fish. And just know that fish doesn't take any food, so you can just go in and assign select all or select them to what you need and get that done. Let's move on. So I wanted to take one more in-depth look at manufacture and the materials that you need to level up Totem Chest, Dark Matter Stone, and Caphras Crystal. So as you can see, for Totem Chest, I've already made 10. I'm at Apprentice level 8 at 30%, and I need more Rift Powder, more Terra Powder, and of course, more logs, or log. And when you're choosing nodes, you want to focus on that. You don't have to. I didn't. I focused on other things. But for Dark Matter Stone, you need Shadow Veil Powder and Blaze Powder. And of course, you need Rugged Boulder. So you're going to notice consistency here between Dark Matter Stone and Caphras Crystal, which you need to be a professional at manufacture, and you need Terra Powder, which is from the Totem Chest one, Temporal Powder, which is new, and you will recognize this one again from Dark Matter Stone, and that is Rugged Boulder. So Rugged Boulders and the other ingredients for Totem Chest are, as well as logs, is probably what you want to focus on, all three of those. And if you tap this in the bottom, it just tells you, you can unlock it by increasing your level. So with that being said, let's go ahead now and conclude our video. Here we go. And on behalf of Archmage and myself, Magi, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the videos on this channel, please like, subscribe, let people know I am always making more videos, and there are always more videos left to do. So once again, thank you, and you have a great day. Take care. Bye now.